This podcast is for informational and entertainment purposes only. It is not medical advice. Please consult a qualified healthcare professional before making any health or lifestyle changes.
Welcome to Conversations That Heal. If your doctor says you're fine, but your body says otherwise, for example, you're maybe gaining weight that doesn't make any sense, aches and pains that seem to be for no reason, maybe you're waking up at 2:30 a.m. and your brain just won't stop, or, you're struggling to push through those tasks that you used to handle without even thinking about it. Well, you are in the right place. I'm Tracy. I spent years as a personal trainer. I looked very fit and healthy on the outside, but on the inside, I suffered from weekly ocular migraines, fibromyalgia, hypothyroidism, Hashimoto's, and so much more. Every doctor told me I was in range, and so I had to become my own detective. And what I found changed my life. Now I sit down every week with real people who bring real tools around food, sleep, movement, nervous system support, and all that quiet stuff you doom scroll through Google in the middle of the night. Every episode, we explore different perspectives or practices to help your body improve naturally. So take what works for you and leave what doesn't. Your body isn't failing you. It's trying to tell you something. So before we get into today's conversation, click the link in the description and download my free resource, 4 Steps to Finally Feel Like Yourself Again. All right, so let's get into it. Well, hi there, and welcome to the Conversations That Heal. I'm Tracy Mail, a health empowerment coach, and I'm joined today by Amanda Haubein. I'm sorry, I should have asked how to pronounce your name.
Haubein. Haubein is fine.
Haubein, beautiful. Okay, Amanda Haubein, who is the co-founder of Your Life Created. So it's great to see you again, Amanda. Thanks so much for being here.
Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Hey, no, this is great. Okay, so Amanda helps people move beyond the pain of divorce or other similar traumatic breakups and then create a life that actually feels good to live, which is so awesome. I'd love for you to tell us a bit more about your own experiences and what led you into this work.
Okay. Well, so I've been a coach for more than 20 years, but I was also busy raising a family, homeschooling the kids, but they're all adults now. So that chapter's closed. So, unfortunately, June of 2024, my husband, we've been together 29 years, just stood up and walked out one day. And
Wow.
totally blindsided all of us. And devastating is probably not even a big enough word after that many years. And I wallowed for a while, as everyone does. And I mean, I'd love to tell everybody that I, put my coaching tools instantly at work and wished him well.
Yeah, right.
Went on with sunshine and roses, but yeah, that would be a lie.
We're human, right? So
That's right. I wanted him to hurt, I wanted revenge. I wanted him to feel what I was feeling. There was betrayal involved. Like it was just a mess. And I probably lived in that space about 4 months on and off, kind of getting myself together. But I started applying all the techniques that I teach. And I teach this 5-step process. And it really pulled me out of that dark place where my mind just kept spinning and spinning with anger, resentment over conversations I wish I'd had, how I'm like, gosh, I should have said that. That would have been So you stay in that place. And when you do that, you just don't move forward.
Right.
So I pretty quickly realized I could either wallow or I could have some kind of transformation. And so I chose transformation, and I used all of that pain and anger like my rocket fuel,
Nice.
to get me going in the right direction. And so for me, and this is the basis of what I coach on, is we don't focus on the problems.
No.
I totally focus on what do you want to create in your life? So we put all of our focus and our time and energy on what you want to create, and the problems pop up, right? Stuff is
Of course.
roadblocks, self-sabotage is going to pop up. And when it does, I have methods I use that we just smooth those over.
Mm,
Literally just smooth them over. So the emotional triggers are gone.
nice.
Any wisdom you gain from it, you keep, but the emotional triggers are gone. So you're making decisions about what you want to do in your life, not based on what you don't want, but solely based on what you do want. And it's a very powerful change in
Hmm.
direction that can just really transform everything.
That's incredible. Um, wow, because I know obviously that's is it an easy, I wouldn't imagine it's easy, right? Like can you walk us through just some of those steps, like just the basics?
Sure.
Yeah, okay.
Sure. Well, to start with, you have to get really clear on what you want.
Right.
So you know what you don't want, right?
Hmm.
It just walked out of your life. You know you don't want that,
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So you got to get clear on what you do want. And so I really encourage people to close their eyes and create a life that they would love.
Mm,
No boundaries. No, that's not possible, right? Take all of that away.
yeah,
And just what would your life look like if you could just wave that magic wand and make it
right.
be what you want? And, I encourage everybody, like, where do you live? What kind of car do you drive? Like, it can be that material,
Right.
but also, um, are you having a career change? Is there some profession you've always just really felt compelled to step into, but never had the
Yes.
courage to do it? And also relationships, like what would your dream relationship feel like?
Mm,
And so you step into all of that and really get a good, clear picture, and then you choose it. Like you say, that's what I choose for my life right there.
mhm.
That's the end result that I want. So it starts that simply, and everybody could do that right now. Get out a pen and paper. I feel like there's power in handwriting out
Right,
these things
absolutely.
that you want versus even typing it, but writing it in
Yeah,
particular
yeah.
is very powerful. So I encourage everyone to start with that and then make a choice. And like I said, there are roadblocks. So if you wanted to do this on your own, your next step would be, as you sit in that place of this is what I want, because now you're sort of tapped into that intuition, or I call it the super conscious, the quantum field where everything's
Yeah.
possible. You're in that space and you can say, okay, what's stopping me from having that? And
Mm,
whatever thing pops in immediately, like write it down.
yeah.
Don't judge it. Don't try to change it to what you think it should be. Just write it down. And sometimes just acknowledging what's stopping you starts to make it dissolve a little bit. Um, and again, I do some other modalities called the rapid recode where I can dissolve that for you. And with
Yeah.
just makes it a much faster process.
Hmm.
Because you are having to redirect your thoughts. The key is every time you go down that spiraling place is to catch it and then go, no, I'm going to focus on what I want to create. I'm not going down that road. And you immediately step into, nope, this is the life I'm going to have. And that retrains your unconscious to leave that other stuff alone in the past where it belongs and really do everything for you to move you towards what it is that you want. And
Nice.
of course, nothing happens if you don't take action. I mean,
No.
that's everyone, otherwise it's daydreaming.
Yeah. That's so true.
If you don't take a little action, you are just dreaming.
Right, right,
Um,
right. So with the recoding, is it more sort of like energy
so
clearing, that kind of a thing? Or
Well, it's based on neuroscience, on
okay,
quantum
yeah.
physics, and a
Yeah.
little ancient wisdom.
Okay.
So the superconscious is the quantum field.
Mm-hmm.
It's where all possibilities exist. It's where all of us are connected. I mean, quantum physics has proven that to be
Yeah.
true. You could call it God, you could just call it the superconscious, but it is a field of energy and we're all connected. So with someone's permission, they can create for themselves, feel what it is they want their life to be.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can go into the superconscious and I can give gentle commands to their unconscious that allows them to just let those blocks go. And they don't have to relive them. You don't have to wallow in them. You may not even know exactly what was released. You'll
Wow.
just suddenly be free from whatever it was that was stopping you. And it's astounding how it works. Absolutely astounding. And I was a client of it first, and I thought, okay, this is so amazing. I have
That
to
was my
learn how
next
to do
question.
this.
I'm like,
Yes, I have to
okay.
get certified on how to do this. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So interesting. I know about energy clearing, like the emotion code, that kind of stuff. I'm sure you know about that and the heart wall, all of that, right? I've been going through that myself with not as not doing it, but experiencing it, right? So
Uh-huh.
I have someone doing that. So is it similar to that or completely different?
Um, it's really completely different. So,
Okay.
the best analogy I can see is imagine your life as a football field,
Okay.
and you're at one end, and the life you want to live is at the other end. And all you have to do is walk through the field. But as you begin to walk, like all these gopher holes start popping up
Hmm.
in your way in a particular order. They're just getting in your way. Well, that's all this old programming in your unconscious that you're not
Right.
even aware of is
Right.
just popping up blocks. And so what I do in the superconscious, because your superconscious knows exactly where they are, the exact order they went in. And it's like I take a feather and I just smooth those over.
Hmm.
And now you have a clear path to what you want to create in life.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, it's astounding. It is astounding
So are
what it
those,
can.
sorry, go
Mhm.
ahead. No, go, go.
I would say just the changes it can create. People that are
Absolutely.
terrified of public speaking, I've seen them after one session grab the microphone in front of a group of a couple hundred people and talk about their experience. And when they got on the stage, right, they were shaking and near tears. They were
Yeah.
terrified of being up
Yeah.
there. I mean,
Yeah.
just
Yeah, I can relate to that. Yeah,
yes,
okay.
yes.
Yeah.
So it's pretty
So
amazing.
are the gopher holes sort of like your when we are self-sabotage in a way?
It is, our unconscious is formed from like 0 to 7.
7. Yeah.
And in that time, your little unconscious is making decisions about what's safe for you and what's not safe for you based on your viewpoint,
Hmm.
of a 4-year-old who has
Right.
no understanding of what they're
No.
seeing.
Yeah.
So, what you determine to be unsafe then as an adult, you want that, your body puts the brakes on it. Your unconscious will sabotage you. Um, you forget to do stuff, you quit showing up, you make bad decisions,
Hmm.
can't seem to get to the gym.
Yeah.
All these
Right.
things.
Yeah.
And health is a big one that I do
Yeah.
recodes on a lot of times.
Okay.
Um, because a lot of us have odd things we bring forward about health or how we look,
Hmm.
um, that we can sabotage ourselves. And relationships is a big one. What you see
Yeah, I
when you're
bet.
little go on between mom and dad,
Yeah.
can really put some not great programming in there that will sabotage you. And that's why you keep
Absolutely.
finding yourself in the same bad relationship, is because
Yeah.
your unconscious thinks that's safe because you've survived it before.
Right. It's
And so
familiar.
it's
Yeah.
survivable. And so it's going to keep you there with this loving relationship, terrifies your unconscious because it says, ooh, I don't know if we can survive that, but I know we
Right.
can survive this terrible one. So we'll just keep
Exactly.
pointing you at the terrible one.
Yeah. That's crazy,
Yeah.
isn't it? Oh, it's so true
Uh-huh.
though. I know again from my own past experiences, I had a pattern And I
Yeah.
kept getting myself into the same horrible situations until I
Yep.
had to say, whoa, wait a minute.
Yes.
I'm attracting this to myself, right? So
Right.
yeah, yeah, that's crazy.
Right.
Oh, okay. What about, again, I'm just one with the self-sabotage. What about somebody that doesn't realize they're self-sabotage? Is there ways for them to, that you can help them recognize that what you're doing is actual self-sabotage? You know what I mean?
Well, part of it is the training. So I have an 8-week training course, and you're going to learn exactly how this thing works,
Nice.
right? How the conscious, the unconscious, the superconscious, what languages they speak,
Mm.
and that's when people start going, oh, okay, that's why. Yeah, I get a lot of that
Yeah.
to that section. Like,
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
now I understand. The great thing about the Recode is they don't even have to know what it is.
Right.
If they do the 3-step plan, like I went through those 3 steps, if they did that themselves, they're going to start becoming aware. But self-sabotage doesn't want you to know it's there
Right. No,
because
of
then you'll
course.
do something, right? Then you'll do something about it
Right.
to get rid of it. As a matter of fact, part of my process is this little daily 5-minute habit. And when I was a client and going through this, I had the worst time doing this daily thing for 5 minutes. And like, I'm so disciplined in so many other areas of my life, I just wouldn't remember. Flat
Mm.
out, didn't matter. I'd been doing it for 6 months, would not remember. I'd have to leave myself giant notes in Sharpie on the kitchen table where I have my coffee, like, do your daily,
Wow,
because
right?
it was just removed from thought every day. Just that was part of my self-sabotage.
Yeah. It's so interesting. I just love this
Yeah.
stuff.
I do too. I'm fascinated by how the brain works.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fascinated.
Okay, so I don't think you talked about your five-step process. Would you want to explain that a little bit more? Like exactly what that
Oh,
is?
sure,
Mhm.
sure. So step one, it's kind of what the part of the first three. So step one, you're going to create what it is you want your life to look like.
Right.
And then you're going to um, take a good accounting of where you are right now. Like no judgment, but that's your starting point in your GPS.
Right.
So just an accounting. Yep. In those areas, my life, my health, my relationships, like where am I compared to where I want to be? And
Mhm.
that provides a little tension that actually helps sort of slingshot you in the right direction.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you step back into what you want. This time you create it with all the feelings and all the senses you can. If there are smells you can get, or what are you seeing or hearing, as if you're standing there and seeing out of your own eyes. You're stepping into your beautiful home. You're maybe
Yes.
on your health side, you're playing with kids or grandkids with ease. I mean, all of those things.
Mhm.
And then step four is to ask when you're in that state, what's my next aligned action that helps me have that? Like,
Mm.
what's my next little aligned action? And it's funny because most people want some grand, thing, quit your job or go, and it's
Right.
not normally that. It's normally these little tiny steps that you have to take that then build momentum.
Right.
And it also builds trust in the information you're getting.
Right.
Because if I was doing it the first time and someone said, what you got was quit your job and run away from home, I'd be like, okay, maybe I should rethink this. I
Yeah.
maybe wouldn't trust that. So little
Yeah.
action. And then the fifth step is to take the action. Actually do it. Schedule it. Do it
Right.
then if you can. Do it that day. Put it on your calendar with a time, like, and take the action. Because every time you take the action, you're telling your unconscious, I can have it. I can have this life
Right.
I want to create. But when you know you're supposed to take the action and you don't take it, then you're telling your unconscious, I can't have it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't
Exactly.
have that. I'm not worthy. I'm not good enough. I'm whatever,
Yeah.
not
Nice.
enough, and I can't have it. So it's so important to take those little actions, no matter what they are.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. Okay. because you hear so many people talking, right, about, oh yeah, you just think, wish, put it on your dream board or whatever. But that extra step of that really made more sense. Take those
Yes,
steps to
you've got
help
to take
your
them.
system because, I'm going to have this big, beautiful home, but if you don't really believe it, I'm going to have 5 million in the bank. But if you don't really believe it, right, like you have to have
You have to
some,
do something to
yes,
get there.
to
Yes,
really get your system in line and your energies in line with that
yes,
new life you're creating. Love that.
yes. Yeah.
Very, very good. All right. Okay, well, we're almost at 20 minutes here. So, before we finish off, is there any other like great pieces of wisdom you'd like to share with people that might be wondering, okay, what do I do? What can I do now? What's next?
Well, I would say, if I can do a shameless plug,
Of course.
so
Ooh,
this is my book,
how to get even
How
with
to
your
Get
ex.
How to Get Even with Your Ex, Transforming Pain into Power. This
Nice.
was part of my healing process, and it's on Amazon. It takes you through all the 5 steps. Plus, it explains the law of attraction and alignment and the recode, and tells you a little bit more about my journey, where I started, where I ended. Um, so it's got everything in there, and it'll take them through the whole 5 steps. It really does
Love
work
it.
on your own. It's just faster if you have a coach who can
Of
do the
course.
recoding for you, because we have
Hmm.
our own ideas of how we think it should go, and they're not
Yeah.
always correct.
Yes. It's good to
And
have
so
that
if
other
you have
perspective.
someone who's, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, if you have someone who's not emotionally attached to it, who can do the work, you can be
Yes.
free of it faster.
Yeah. Love that. Okay, so somebody thinks, okay, I want to work with, obviously, your book. How else can people get in touch with you?
They can go to yourlifecreated.com,
Okay.
and right on there you can click to get a 30-minute strategy session with me, and we'll start
Okay.
doing the work, like come up with 3 steps and help you start getting through that in a um, yeah, we'll actually start the process. So you won't walk away feeling like you've just visited an infomercial. It'll be
Right.
we'll actually do some work on the 30 minutes. Well, we can in 30 minutes.
Okay, well, that's awesome. I will add all of your contact information in the show notes, okay, along with a link to your book. I will find it
Oh, great.
on Amazon and stick it on there.
Mhm.
I'll probably grab it myself. I'm not in a bad situation, but I just find that stuff so interesting. I would like to learn more about that, so that's good. And again, thanks so much for being here. It was always I spoke with you once before, and I was so looking forward to having another
And this is
conversation.
great. I love what you're doing. I
Oh,
think
thank
these
you.
conversations that heal, like I definitely want to watch them,
Oh,
all of them.
thank you.
So,
Thank you. I appreciate that. So, for anybody that's listening and watching, if today's episode actually resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss the next conversation that heals. Thank you for listening to the Conversations That Heal. If something in this episode helped you feel seen or gave you one small thing to try, that's your next step. Start there. Gentle, sustainable, and at your body's pace. If you want more, check out this video next. Remember, your body isn't the problem, it's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. We're just learning to start listening to it again. So stay well, and we'll see you in the next conversation that heals.